All right, let's dive into Dereli's, Ertugrul.
Sounds good.
This Turkish historical drama, it's been everywhere. And
It really has.
it's set in 13th century Anatolia.
Mhm.
It tells the story of Ertugrul,
Right.
father of Osman Efrais, who founded the Ottoman Empire.
Yeah. Fascinating stuff.
Huge global hit. It's on Netflix.
Oh, wow.
People all over, from South Asia
Right.
to the Middle East, they love it.
Yeah.
But it's got its controversies, too.
Well, sure. With that kind of popularity, there's always...
Some people, they call it a masterpiece.
Mm-hmm.
And then others think it's like this political tool.
Interesting.
So we're going to break it all down.
Okay.
We'll look at each season's highlights, talk about the production,
Oh, cool.
and how the world reacted to it.
That's a good one.
It's a lot to unpack,
It is.
but it's going to be fun.
I'm ready.
Now, remember, the 13th century,
Oh, yeah.
we don't have a ton of information about it.
Right. It's like shrouded in mystery.
Yeah, like a puzzle.
Exactly. Historical records are like scattered pieces.
And Derelish. Ertugrul uses those pieces, but takes some,
Creative liberties.
exactly, creative liberties.
It's part of the fun.
So season 1, we meet the Kaya tribe,
Okay.
led by Suleiman Shah and his son, Ertugrul.
Mhm.
He's got this big task finding new land for them.
Right.
And that's where all the action starts.
It sets it all in motion.
Yeah, encounters with the Templars, rescuing Seljuk royalty, even betrayal within the tribe itself.
Oh, wow. That's a lot.
It's a whirlwind.
It is.
So what should we really be watching for here?
I think the portrayals are key.
Oh, yeah.
You see this right away with Ertugrul Bey.
Mm-hmm.
He's Suleiman Shah's adopted brother,
Right.
but he wants power. So he's plotting against him.
Wow.
And these portrayals aren't just personal drama.
Okay.
They show the power struggles going on and the shifting alliances. That's what defined that era.
And then there's the romance.
Oh, yeah, right.
Ertugrul and Halime Hatun, she's
Mhm.
one of the Seljuks he rescued.
Right.
They fall in love in the middle of all this chaos.
Right. Interesting.
It seems so sweet, but is there something more to it?
Absolutely. It's not just a simple love story.
Okay.
Their marriage, it's a strategic alliance
Oh.
between the Kai and the Seljuks. Survival depended on those strong bonds back then.
So love and politics all mixed together.
Exactly. They were intertwined.
It's not just a love story, it's a power move.
That's a good way to put it.
And then, bam, season 1 ends with Suleiman Shah dying
Oh, right.
and the tribe migrating to Erzurum.
Right.
Season 2, they find refuge with the Dodurga tribe.
Okay.
But knowing this show, there's got to be more conflict coming.
You know it, they can't catch a break.
What happens?
Well, the Dodurga, they've got their own secrets, their own rivalries.
Right.
Ertugrul ends up clashing with his cousin Tustekin.
Mm-hmm.
Tustekin, he doesn't trust the Kaya.
I see.
And then there's Adalun.
Okay.
She's a Dodurga noblewoman.
Mm-hmm.
She's got her own plans, and she's cunning.
Interesting.
He even teams up with that villain, Emir Sadetin.
Oh, wow. Ada Loon, she sounds fascinating. What was she after?
I think it's deeper than just wanting power.
Okay.
Her actions, maybe she was trying to protect her tribe, or maybe she thought she was the best leader for them.
In those times?
Exactly, it was uncertain times.
Right.
The show, it lets us see things from her point of view,
Yeah.
even though her ambition caused harm.
So we're seeing how complex leadership can be.
It really is.
It's not always good guys and bad guys.
Not at all.
And all this is happening with the Mongol threat looming.
Right, Baku Noyan leading them.
And season 2 ends with the Kaya tribe splitting.
Oh, wow.
Some stay in Erzurum, but Ertugrul takes others towards western Anatolia.
Setting the stage for their rise.
Yeah, moving them closer to what will become the Ottoman Empire.
That's it.
Okay, season 3, they're in this new territory, trying to get settled.
It's a fresh start, but...
But they run to the Savdar tribe.
Oh, yeah.
They're wealthy, powerful,
A rival.
and Ural, he's one of their important members,
Mhm.
he causes a lot of problems for Ertugrul.
I bet.
It's interesting how every season there's new challenges.
It really is.
It's like a constant fight to survive.
It shows what they went through.
Yeah,
Season 3, it highlights all the difficulties of building a new settlement.
right.
The economics, the politics,
Yeah.
the Kayi. They have to figure out trade,
Mm-hmm.
who to be allies with, and of course there are people who want them gone.
Yeah,
It reminds us that power isn't just military.
it's more than that.
It's resources, partnerships, strategy.
Right, and then, just when you think they're getting somewhere,
What happened?
the Templars come back.
Oh, no.
They want revenge on Ertugrul.
Wow.
It shows how many different forces are at play.
Everyone has an agenda.
Yeah, and it's interesting with the Crusaders. especially the Templars.
Right.
Some historians think the show makes them seem more influential than they actually were.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in that region during that time.
So they make for good drama.
But we should be careful about how they're portrayed.
Right. Remember those creative liberties?
Exactly. Season 4, things really ramp up.
Okay.
Ertugrul is captured. Everyone thinks he's dead.
Wow.
Back home, his brother Dündar takes over.
Oh, interesting.
What does that tell us about the Kaya tribe?
It shows the different ways they could be led.
How so?
Well, Dündar, he's cautious, not as willing to take risks.
Unlike Ertugrul.
Right, and that causes conflict. It
Yeah.
shows that balance between protecting the tribe
Right.
and wanting to expand.
Like, what would have happened if Ertugrul hadn't come back?
It's a good question.
Would the Kaya have been different?
Who knows?
But he does come back.
Of course.
Dramatically.
He always does.
Takes charge again and sets his sights on Karakahizar.
Right, that Byzantine fortress.
A key target.
Definitely.
And when it falls, that's a turning point, right?
It is. It shows how much stronger the Payij are becoming.
Yeah.
They're a real force in the region now.
Closer to becoming the Ottoman Empire.
That's right.
But there's sadness, too.
Oh, yeah.
Halima Hatun, she dies,
Right.
giving birth to Ertugrul's third son.
Osman.
Osman, exactly.
It's bittersweet.
It is. Her death, it feels symbolic almost.
In what way?
Like, is there a deeper meaning there?
Well, think about it.
Okay.
It's tragic for Ertugrul, of course.
Yeah.
But it makes way for Osman's rise.
Mm.
Halime, she represents the old way, the connection to the Seljuks.
Mm-hmm.
Her passing, it allows for a new era.
I see.
An era focused on the future of the Kai
Right.
and Osman's legacy.
Wow, that's a great point. Yeah, it's like a passing of the torch to the next generation.
Right.
And speaking of legacies, season 4, we see the end of Emir Stetten Kupik.
It was bound to happen.
But you know what they say? When one villain falls?
Another one rises.
Exactly, and this time it's Noyan.
Oh, wow. He's back.
He wants revenge, and he comes back with a vengeance.
It's not just a random comeback, though.
What do you mean?
The showdown with Noyan,
Yeah.
it echoes the Battle of Kuzada.
Oh, the real battle.
Yeah, a real historical event.
Okay.
And that battle had huge consequences.
Like what?
It really weakened the Seljuk Sultanate of Rum,
Wow.
and that paved the way for smaller Turkish groups to gain power.
The Beyliks.
Exactly. They became more independent.
So this fictional battle,
Yeah.
it's mirroring a real turning point in history.
It is. It's clever how they weave that in.
I know, it's fascinating.
It really is.
And then season 4 ends with the Kai moving to Suit.
That's a significant place, right?
It is. Tell us why.
Suit becomes the Ottoman Empire's first capital.
Wow, so this move is huge.
It is. It marks a big change.
How so?
The Kaya, they're not just nomads anymore.
Okay.
They're settling down, becoming builders.
They're building a state.
Exactly. And Suit is where it starts.
The foundations for Osman's empire.
That's it.
And then season 5, we jump ahead 10 years.
A big-time jump.
Ertugrul's facing new challenges.
All these new challenges.
What this time within the Seljuk state, which is now heavily influenced by the Mongols,
Right.
corrupt officials,
Oh, great.
treacherous allies,
Sounds familiar.
and even more Mongol commanders to fight.
It never ends, does it?
It seems like it's a constant battle.
It was a complex time.
Yeah.
Season 5 really digs into the politics of the era.
Okay.
By this point, the Mongols, under leaders like Ogedai Khan
Hmm.
and then Hulagu Khan, they've basically taken over
The whole region.
a lot of it.
Wow.
The Seljuk Sultanate, they're basically puppets now.
Controlled by the Mongols.
Yes, it's a whole different level of power for Ertugrul to deal with.
It's not just about fighting anymore.
Right. It's all about politics and strategy.
And we meet Babelat.
Oh, yeah.
He seems charming at first, but he's working with the Mongols.
Secretly.
What does his character represent in the story?
I think he shows the tough choices people had to make.
Under Mongol rule.
Right. Some collaborated to survive.
To protect themselves?
Yeah. Or maybe they just wanted power.
Like Babelat.
Maybe. It makes Ertugrul's mission even harder.
Because he can't trust anyone.
Exactly. It's not just about outside enemies.
It's the people you think are on your side.
The betrayals, the shifting loyalties. It makes things really complicated.
It shows how power works.
Mhm.
It's not just about brute force, it's about manipulation.
Outsmarting your enemies.
Yeah, but Ertugrul gets a surprising ally.
What's that?
Bilge Hatun,
Oh, interesting.
Babelat's own sister.
Wow. A turn of events.
I know, her character, she's something else.
She is, there's no historical record of her.
Really?
Not with Ertugrul, at least.
Okay,
But she represents something important.
what's that?
She represents the powerful women in Turkish history.
Oh, I see.
Their stories, they often get left out.
Forgotten.
Yeah, so she might not be a real person.
But she represents a real phenomenon.
Exactly, and she becomes a symbol
Of what?
of female strength, of agency.
And she ends up marrying Ertugrul
Right, after they defeat Bevelat.
and that other villain, Dragos.
Oh, yeah, the Byzantine commander
hiding in plain sight.
has a bell ringer.
I know, it's crazy.
Don't forget about the Byzantines.
Right.
Their empire, it was fading,
Yeah.
but they were still dangerous.
Especially for the Turkish Beyliks.
Right, those trying to control the Aegean coast.
Important territory.
Dragos, he's that lingering threat.
So many people fighting for power.
It's a crowded field.
And then season 5 takes us deeper into the Mongol world.
Oh, yeah.
Characters like Ertugrul, he's a tough commander, and Kiat, a spy working for Hulagu Khan.
It's like a web of alliances.
And betrayals.
Indeed.
You never know who to trust.
It reflects what was happening with the Mongol Empire, right?
It was fragmenting.
Breaking apart.
Internal conflicts, power struggles,
Leading to...
different khanates emerging.
Okay.
One of them, the Golden Horde, led by Burt Khan, he converted to Islam.
And he becomes an ally to Ertugrul.
Exactly, showing how quickly things can change. Loyalty shifting constantly.
That's how it was back then.
And season 5 ends with Ertugrul and Kiat dead.
Right?
Ertugrul marries Ilbilj Hatun.
A new chapter.
And we're left wondering what's next.
What happens to the Kai?
Yeah, how does the Ottoman Empire begin?
Well, Dirilish, Ertugrul, it ends with Ertugrul's story.
Yeah.
But it sets things up for his son.
Osman.
Osman. Yeah, he's the one who carries on the legacy.
And if people want to see that,
they can check out the sequel.
Kurulush. Osman.
That's the one.
Okay, I gotta say though.
What is it?
This show, the production, is incredible.
Oh, yeah, it's amazing.
The costumes, the horses, those sprawling sets, it's all visually stunning.
They really wanted to immerse you in the 13th century.
They did a great job.
They used artifacts, architecture, cultural practices, anything to make it authentic.
They made over 1,800 costumes for the show.
Wow, that's dedication.
I know, it's mind-blowing.
And they brought in Nomad.
Who are they?
The stunt team, they've worked on films like The Expendables 2.
Oh, wow.
They choreographed the battle scenes.
That makes sense. Those battles are epic.
They wanted the show to be visually spectacular.
And it is.
It paid off, Dirilish. Ertugrul is a global phenomenon.
It's huge.
Netflix dubs, millions of viewers.
People are calling it the Turkish Game of Thrones.
I can see why.
The scope, the characters, the drama.
It's all there.
I think it shows
What do you think?
that people all over the world,
Yeah.
they love these historical dramas.
Especially when they're about courage,
Yeah.
leadership,
Yeah.
the clash of civilizations. It's fascinating.
But with all the success,
There's always another side.
the controversies,
It comes with the territory.
Ertugrul, it's sparked some strong reactions.
Oh, yeah, good and bad.
What kind of reactions?
Well, some praise it
For what?
for showing Turkish history, for its Islamic values.
Okay.
Even President Erdogan supports it.
Wow.
But then it's banned in some Arab countries.
Really?
Yeah, and some religious scholars criticize it. They say it's rewriting history.
Oh, wow.
It's created this whole debate about historical fiction.
How much creative liberty is okay?
Right. Where do you draw the line?
It's a good question.
It's a tough one.
Some people say the show glorifies violence, that it's biased.
But others see it as a good story.
A story about a specific time period.
Right, capturing the essence of that era.
It's definitely more than just entertainment.
It is. It's become a cultural touch point.
People are talking about history, politics, identity.
It makes you think.
It does, and I think it's interesting
Yeah.
how the show aligns with some nationalist ideas.
Some see it as promoting a specific agenda.
It's not just a TV show, it's part of something bigger.
Absolutely. It shows the power of stories.
How they can shape our views.
We have to be careful.
To engage with them critically.
Right, to see different perspectives.
Okay, so we talked about the show taking liberties. Can you give us some examples?
Of where they deviate from history.
Yeah, like specific things.
Sure. Let's start with Ertugrul's father.
Okay.
In the show, it's Suleiman Shah,
Right.
but some historians believe it was actually Gündüz Alp.
Like Halil Nalchik.
Yeah, he's a prominent Ottoman historian.
And he thinks it was Gündüz Alp.
He bases it on coins from that time.
So the show changed that detail.
They took some creative license.
Okay, what about Halimi Hatun?
Oh, she's interesting.
Is she based on a real person?
Well, they portray her as a Seljuk princess,
Right.
but there's no evidence of that.
So probably made up for the story.
Most likely. to add to the drama and the romance.
It makes her relationship with Ertugrul seem more important.
It does. But we have to remember it's probably not true.
And Ibn Arabi?
The Sufi mystic.
Yeah, he's like Ertugrul's mentor.
Right.
Was that real?
Well, historically, there was a big age difference between them.
Oh.
They probably never even met.
So the show created that mentorship.
They did. It's an interesting choice.
Why do you think they did that?
I think it makes Ertugrul look even more heroic.
By connecting him to Ibn Arabi.
Exactly. Ibn Arabi. He's a revered figure in Islamic history.
Right.
It adds a spiritual element to Ertugrul's story.
It's like his actions aren't just political.
There's a deeper meaning.
Guided by wisdom.
That's the idea.
But these creative liberties, they raise some questions.
Of course.
Like, is it okay to change history for a story?
It's a tricky thing.
It is.
Historical fiction can be a powerful tool.
To learn about the past.
Yeah, but we can't forget it's entertainment.
It's not a documentary.
Exactly. It can get us interested in history.
But we need to do our own research, too.
To get the full picture. To separate fact from fiction.
We have to be critical.
Absolutely. We can enjoy the show.
But we should also be digging deeper.
Learning more, getting different viewpoints.
Be active viewers, not passive.
That's the key. And that brings us to the end of our look at Dirilish, Ertugrul.
But before we wrap up completely, I want to talk about the bigger picture.
Okay, what do you mean?
We've covered a lot about the show itself.
The plot, the history, the controversies.
Yeah, all of it.
It's a lot to take in.
It is, but I'm thinking about the bigger picture now.
Okay.
Dirilish. Ertugrul's success, what does it say about us?
About the audience.
Yeah, why is this show so popular all over the world?
That is a good question.
It's set in a specific time, a specific place.
Right.
But people from so many different backgrounds, they love it.
Interesting, isn't it?
Why do you think that is?
I think it's that need we all have
What?
for stories about courage,
Okay.
resilience, people fighting for something bigger than themselves.
Like those underdog stories.
Exactly. We love seeing them overcome challenges.
And Ertugrul, it does that really well.
Visually, emotionally, it pulls you in.
You get invested in the characters.
You want them to succeed.
And the setting, it's epic.
Those battles.
The politics, the intrigue.
And the values.
Yeah. Loyalty, faith, justice.
Those are universal. They go beyond
They
culture.
resonate with everyone.
I think there's also that longing for strong leadership.
People who stand up for what they believe in.
Right, who face those challenges head on.
Ertugrul, he's that kind of leader.
And people of hope.
When the world feels uncertain.
People wish they had a leader like him.
And the show reminds us
Of what?
that even when things are tough,
Yeah.
hope and courage, they can win out.
It's a powerful message.
It really is. And Dirilish, Ertugrul, it's made people more interested in history.
It sparked conversations.
About storytelling, about the past.
It's fascinating.
What do you think viewers should take away from all of this?
I think the biggest thing is to remember
What?
that historical fiction, it's not the same as real history.
Right.
It can be fun,
It can make you think.
but we can't rely on it for facts.
We need to do our own research.
Read books, look for different perspectives.
Don't just take the show at face value.
Exactly. Be informed, be engaged,
Enjoy the drama.
but use it as a starting point
To learn more.
about the real history.
Okay, so, Dirilish, Ertugrul.
It's a show, it's a phenomenon
It's sparked conversations
about history, faith, leadership.
all over the world.
It's made people think.
And hopefully it's made them want to learn more.
To dig deeper, that's what we always hope for.
Exactly. So if this deep dive has got you curious,
Keep exploring.
don't stop here.
Keep asking questions.
Keep searching for new perspectives.
There's a whole world out there
And we'll be back
with another deep dive.
to help you explore it.
Until then.
Happy watching.